Welcome to our late spring virtual wildflower walk at Ram Pasture and Head of the Plains with Nantucket Conservation Foundation's Science and Stewardship Botanist and Ecologist Kelly Omand. June is peak blooming time for a number of our most showy wildflowers in the grassland, heathland, and shrubland habitats of NCF properties. Years of scientific research and habitat management have helped protect these globally rare plant communities on our South Shore. Let's dive in and meet some flowers. Yellow stargrass is not a grass at all, but a wildflower with 6 pointed petals. You can find this showy little flower in bloom by walking along the mowed trails of the woods from the west gate of NCF's Sanford Ram Pasture property. It's often found with blue-eyed grass and another yellow flower, 5-petaled cinquefoil. This wildflower is rare overall on Nantucket, but occurs in masses along the moist, grassy side loop trails near the west gate entrance. Sandplain blue-eyed grass is actually a member of the iris family, but like yellow stargrass, it has narrow grass-like leaves, giving it its name. This blue-eyed grass is quite common in Nantucket's dry, sandy soils, but rare on the mainland. Its moisture-loving cousins, eastern and narrow-leaved blue-eyed grass, are found in richer and wetter habitats, for example, with the yellow stargrass just described. Look for sandplain blue-eyed grass on the trails closer to the shore. Pink lady slipper is our only native island lady slipper, and it's one of our showiest orchid species. On Nantucket, it's found in slightly unusual habitats, such as grassland, low shrubland, and even on the bearberry heaths of Coteau. Forests are a more typical habitat on the mainland, and on Nantucket, you'll find occasional lady slippers in pine forests. Our lady slippers have to withstand wind and salt spray, so sometimes the flower stalks are so short that the pink slipper is quite close to the ground level, showing just how adaptable this delicate-looking flower can be. Dwarf cinquefoil is a common native wildflower in sandy, dry, grassy areas and lawns. Unlike yellow stargrass, its petals are rounded and there are only 5, common for wild members of the rose family. Cinquefoil also has 5 leaves, making the name easy to remember. A related species, old field cinquefoil, looks very similar but likes moisture-richer soil. Canada or blue toadflax has tiny bilaterally symmetrical flowers in shades of blue and lavender. This plant's one of the first to grow from seed on bare sand, and in fact it's often found growing in large patches on the dunes at Eel Point and Coteau. While the flowers are tiny, the bright color stands out when it grows en masse. Yellow thistle is our earliest flowering native thistle, and it seems to be the most abundant thistle species here on Nantucket, although it's quite rare in the rest of New England. The flowers of this species are yellow or white, often with maroon florets near the center. The species epithet horridulum comes from the truly horrible ring of spiny bracts that enclose the base of the flower and the sharp spines on the leaves. Thistle seeds are a favorite fruit of American goldfinches, which may often be seen checking flowers later in June to find out if the seeds are right and collecting the downy thistle seed parachutes to line their nests. They're also popular with many native pollinators, including bees and flies. Tiny magenta flowers of raceme milkwort dot the Sandplain grassland landscape, along with other wildflowers and grasses. Each delicate, bright purple or magenta flower bears a resemblance to an orchid, but this plant belongs to another family, the Polygonaceae, and it's adapted to really dry Sandplain grassland habitats with disturbance. It often blooms profusely after fire. Don't forget to stop and smell the flowers and take a closer look. How many can you find walking our trails? Thanks for botanizing Ram Pasture and Head of the Plains with us. Please help support conservation and research on Nantucket. Thanks from the Nantucket Conservation Foundation Science and Stewardship staff. Visit us at nantucketconservation.org.